Hey everyone, welcome to Agrazia's virtual studio. My name is Amanda. I am a 500-hour certified Pilates instructor and FRC mobility specialist. Today we're going to be learning how to do CARS. That stands for Controlled Articular Rotation. You do not have to remember that, but basically what that means is we're going to be moving our joints through their fullest range of motion, pain-free. And basically this video is going to be a breakdown of the neck, the shoulders, the spine, the hips, and the ankles. I'm only going to be doing 1 rep per side. I recommend doing 3 when you're actually incorporating this into your routine. So CARS are good for doing it first thing in the morning to move through some morning stiffness, doing it as a warm-up before your sport or physical activity, and it helps us assess what's going on in the body and tells us what we should address in our mobility training. So all you need is a little bit of space and then something to hold on to like a wall or a chair when we do some single leg work. Let's get started. So standing with our legs slightly wider than our hips, we want a really nice solid base and really ground into the feet there. We're going to start with the neck here. So your arms are just going to press into your sides. So energy out through the fingertips, palms flat, and reaching for the floor so we open up this space here in the collarbones. So pretending like you're flat up against a wall behind you, thinking of the back of the head connected to the wall, we're going to start by peeling our head and neck down, bringing our chin to the chest. So slowly going 1 bone at a time, trying to articulate through our bones, bringing that chin down to the chest and pause. Then we're going to take our chin across our right collarbone. So bringing it all the way across to the other end until you're looking over your right shoulder. Then try to look behind your shoulder, and naturally your ear is going to start to tip backwards. And you're going to continue your circle so that your nose points up to the ceiling. And we're working really slow here because, again, we're working controlled and articulate. You're going to roll all the way over to the other side until you're looking over your left shoulder, looking as far as you can, bringing your chin to the collarbone, and then slowly scraping that chin across the collarbone all the way to the center of the chest again, and then stacking your neck up 1 bone at a time to reset. And then we're going to reverse it. So rolling down 1 bone at a time, chin to chest, chin across your left collarbone this time. Looking all the way over, trying to look at the back of your heel, and going all the way around without letting the shoulders or the rib cage move. So if you're noticing other parts of your body moving besides your neck, that just tells us that we have some compensation going on. So just keep focusing on stabilizing your body and trying to isolate the neck. And then slowly stack up 1 bone at a time. All right, moving on to the shoulder blades. So imagine like if you have pants with a seam going down the center of your pants, or if you don't, you're just gonna imagine, you're gonna have your middle finger in line with that seam and it's gonna stay there. So you're not gonna move your hands front to back. We're just gonna take the shoulder blades forward. Try not to move the rest of your spine. And then bring the shoulder blades all the way up to the ears. Roll them all the way down your back and reset. So continuing that circle, rolling the shoulder blades forward, coming up, back, and around. And we're going to take 1 more in this direction. Again, we're isolating the joint that we're working on. So if your spine or neck are moving to make space for the joint, then we have some work to do there. We're going to reverse it. So pull the shoulder blades back behind you, Lift the shoulder blades all the way up to the ears and then roll them back down. My middle finger is still lining the middle seam. Coming up and around and down. And then we're going to take one more here. Go back, up, around, and down. Hopefully you kept your arms straight the entire time. Moving on to our spine. So now we're going to take our hands and cross them over our chest and place one hand on each shoulder. So starting at the base of the neck this time, you're going to roll down, again, peeling off that imaginary wall behind you, going one bone at a time, trying to keep the shoulders relaxed until your elbows are pointed straight down to the floor. So we're not going to hinge all the way at the hips. We're just rounding kind of through that mid back here. Hips stay stable. You're going to take your twist over to the right. So both elbows stay pointed down to the floor as you rotate towards the right leg. And then your elbow, the back elbow, is going to reach down to your heel as you start to tip backwards, opening up your chest to the sky. So try not to hinge all the way down at the low back. We want to think more upper chest here, reaching the collarbones to the ceiling. Continue that circle all the way around, just like we did with the neck. And then your back elbow is going to go to the back of that heel, reach it there, and then round over the left leg in that twist. And then you're going to come back forward in this forward flexion of the spine. And then you stack bone by bone all the way up. We're going to reverse it. So going all the way down again, rounding through, thinking about your low belly kind of pulling up and in to support your spine and stabilize the hips. And then rotate over the left leg. This time we're reversing it, reaching the elbow back as you tip your shoulders backwards, opening up your chest to the sky. Full range of motion without any pinching in the spine. And then coming all the way around to the other side. Hips should still be square. You rotate down and then to the center. Stack the spine up one bone at a time. All right, so moving on to our shoulder joint capsule. This is going to be a fuller range of motion. We're using our whole arm here, and totally optional if you have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball to hold on to. It helps just kind of stabilize everything, but you do not need that. You could either make a fist or you can have a flat palm. So we're still in that wide stance, and if you're holding on to the ball, your palm or your ball is going to face forward. So we're in this external rotation at the shoulder joint. And you're going to take that arm across your midline. So crossing your body as much as you can, keeping the ball facing up. And then when it goes overhead, we're still in that external rotation, so hopefully the ball is still facing back. And then rotating at the shoulder joint once you need to. Nice and smooth, bringing the knuckles down to your side. So now we're in this internal rotation. Then you're going to reach the arm back and you're going to try to maintain that internal rotation for as long as you can. And then once you get to that end range, you start to rotate it, opening up that joint again, coming back into that external rotation. Cross your body. Arm should stay straight the entire time. And then you bring that arm all the way down. And we're going to switch to the other side. So now taking that left hand, you're in that external rotation. You're going to bring that arm across your body. Palm stays facing up. You bring it all the way up overhead, nice and slow. You're still in that external rotation for as long as you can. And then you start to rotate nice and smooth, bringing the arm back and down by your side, knuckles face in. Then you reach all the way back as much as you can first, Before you start to rotate, come all the way up overhead, take that arm across. Try to rotate that pinky side up towards the ceiling and then bring it down. All right, so a couple more things here. Now moving on to the lower half. We're gonna work on our hip cars and then our ankle cars. So this is where I would grab something to hold on to. You're gonna take your legs now right underneath your hips, so more parallel here. Your free arm could either be on your hip or crossed over out of the way. And then you're gonna take that right leg straight out in front of you. So long leg and flexed foot. So toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. First, we're just gonna rotate at the hip, externally rotating with that straight leg, and then internally rotating so the toes point inward. Okay, but the movement's happening from the top of the hip joint, not from the ankle. So we're gonna do one more like that, internally rotate, and then externally rotate, and we're gonna keep that external rotation. Now, similar to the shoulder joint, we're gonna take that leg across our body, and once we need to, you're gonna bend that knee and try to keep externally rotating. So getting that foot almost in line with the knee, okay? And then maintaining that external rotation for as long as you can as you bring it out to the side without doing a big shift in your hips. You're gonna rotate that knee down, foot comes up towards the ceiling this time, bringing the leg all the way back behind you and then pulling it in. So now we're in this internal rotation, your knee is in, your foot is out. And then you're gonna reverse the leg back, coming up and around. Find that external rotation as soon as you can. Take that leg across your body and slowly bring it down. We want to control it all the way down because that's going to be part of the work. If we're just dropping towards the end, then we just lost a whole lot of opportunity to strengthen the hip there. We're going to go over to the other side now. So feet hip width again. Stretch your left leg out in front of you. Foot is flexed, so you've got lots of energy reaching out through the heel there. Now externally rotate all the way at the top of the hip joint, and then internally rotate, keeping that leg straight. We externally rotate, internally rotate, and we're gonna do one more right and one more left. Okay, now externally rotate, hold it there. You're gonna take that leg across your body and then start to bend that knee as you maintain that external rotation. Continue the external rotation as you bring that leg out to the side. Try not to lean too far over to the other side. That's a compensation as well. You're internally rotated here, bring that knee down, and now lift the knee up as high as you can before you start to rotate it back around. Take that leg across your body, and then bring that foot all the way down to the floor. Great, and then last thing here, we're gonna move on to the ankle. So here, we're gonna go back into that right leg extended. With that leg long, we're just gonna keep the leg stationary, so it's not gonna rotate this time. You're gonna just take the toes, and like you're drawing a big circle with the big toe, you're gonna bring that foot around and back up. So you go out to the side, point down towards the floor, go back to the other side, and around. We're gonna do one more rotation, and notice how my knee stays pointed straight ahead, so it's not rotating with the ankle. And we're gonna go the other way. So now go toes in, point them down, rotate out, and back up. We're gonna take two more, nice and smooth. So just kind of observing what you're feeling here throughout the rotation. Where you feel those sticky spots, take note, and then you're gonna bring that foot back down, and we'll do the other side. So extend your left leg back out, toes start pointed up, and we're gonna bring the toes out to the left, down to the floor, to the right, and circle all the way around. Trying to make a nice big circle, getting all corners of that ankle joint. We're gonna do one more in this direction, all the way around, and then reverse it, going inward, going down and around. You have 2 more here. And around, maybe comparing on how this feels to the other side. Finish that circle all the way around, and then lower that leg back down. So hip cars can be done like first thing in the morning. They're a great way to move through some morning stiffness. They're a great way to warm up before any sport or physical activity, and it helps us assess what's going on in the body and where we need to work a little bit more on our range of motion. So take this with you, do as many repetitions as you like, and happy moving. See you next time.